Idę z ziomalem na Kazimierzowskie, za bloku wyskoczyły nam kurwy.
And this is how the table looked like after the second round. Trig managed to get into a tiebreaker with Aboba somehow. We managed to win against Invil somehow. The winners got 2 points respectively and losers 1. Now Invil would face Trig and we would face Aboba, so basically what we would have to do to get through the groups would depend on the other match. But we knew that Invil would get 3 points easily against Trig, so we basically now had to win. At this point, after refreshing the page, we already knew that Invil beat Trig 3-0, and we knew that this is how the table looked like at the moment. As you can see, if we win the next game, we are first, because then we have 5 points, but if we lose the next 2 games, we will stay on 3 points. We could be either first or last. And the start was great. Picked off 2 tanks for free pretty much, even if they gained information about our rotation. But after they cleared out our EBR that was spotting their rotation, we decided to make a move we initially wanted to. While I got fucked as the first person in push, went back and farmed my damage, the real battle was happening right here. The first massive mistake was not killing this tank by the hill on the move. Because of that, we later lost about 2k HP. Second mistake. This is what our tanks should have done. Just drive up. Though 2 tanks failed to do so. And because of that, they started getting up on the bottom and decided it's time for the third and final quite fatal mistake. And after the dust settled, after this hopeless push, it was time for a tiebreaker on Cliff. And we made it, or at least we thought so, because, well, at the end of the day it turned out that 3 teams had the same amount of points. Yep, 3 teams had exactly 4 points. It provided quite a bit of confusion given that only 3 teams would make it out of the groups, 2 in the upper bracket and then 1 in the lower bracket. But since we were the only team with 2 wins out of everyone, we thought that surely we were safe. I mean, we did beat Aboba, which is in first place, and Invil, which is considered to be the best team. The information from Wargaming employee came, saying that we were last. The reactions were mixed. Some were quite funny, but we were not laughing then. But let's take a look at the rules. As you can see, there is no rule about winning games. If 2 or more teams have equal total amount of points, places in the tournament bracket are determined as follows, following the result of all head-to-head matches between the competing teams, based on the highest difference between won and lost battles in head-to-head matches between the competing teams. Now, taking that rule into account, Invil would come in second. But what about us and Trig? We had the same balance after all. The places in the tournament bracket are also based on the highest number of won battles in head-to-head matches between the competing teams. And after actually counting it, this time the employee of Wargaming said that we were actually third. And at that point we were very happy with it nonetheless. Even if whatever happened between teams and Aboba was not taken into account. Meaning we did get kind of robbed, but for the future the rules have been changed so that this situation never happens again. So I guess that's good. In esport, on big stages, stress can be a big factor. Playing in front of thousands of people is not the same as trainings where there are no viewers, even if it is online. Mentality is very important and in no means should be forgotten about, though for some players, even if they are experienced and have competed in such stages before, even if they can consistently perform at their very best, getting top damages every game, this can be their deadly weakness, and it usually is. I myself don't know yet how to cope with it, and I'm not the only one. The reality is, on the most important day of the tournament, we didn't come out there to win it. We just came there to compete and the game showed it. Once again, just like the last tournament, we got beaten in our first matchup against Bunter's team. And it is not the tactics we lost on, it's just player mistakes really. First game we started decent, but that was it. And I'm not gonna blame anyone here, but for anyone watching it was pretty clear there were some misplays from certain players. Second game was really close one, but we did lose it. Just like the third one and fourth one. But you know what? That's life. Nobody said it was gonna be easy, right? And I'm glad I got to compete on such a stage, even if I wanted to win. Of course I did. Whether it's constant domination or lost games, it's up to you what you make of it as a player, as a team member, as a competitor. The constant chase for the perfection and mistake-free games, that's what I want. And of course I would rather had won it. But hey, they cannot take away the small wins we got here and there. I mean, look at the group stage games. Hell, we beat Invil and Aboba. Both clear favorites. They battled it out in the finals as expected and provided us great battles, which I am happy I witnessed. That could have been us. And it might just be us in the next one. Who knows? That's esports. And even though one could say we didn't achieve anything once again, at the end of the day, I can't wait for the next one. Invil, you better watch out.